IShowSpeed documentary. What does it take to become the most influential entertainer on the planet before the age of 21? In the 20th century, stardom was built through gatekeepers. You needed a Hollywood agent, a record label executive, or a television network contract. You had to look polished, speak politely, and follow a script. But in the 21st century, a new breed of celebrity has taken over. These are stars who do not wait for permission. They do not have scripts, and they certainly do not have filters. They broadcast their raw, unfiltered, chaotic lives directly to millions of people in real time. At the absolute apex of this cultural shift stands one name: IShowSpeed. To the older generation, he is an incomprehensible anomaly. He is a teenager who barks at the camera, screams at video games, sets off fireworks inside his bedroom, and leaps over speeding sports cars. To them, he looks like pure, unadulterated madness. But to hundreds of millions of young people across the globe, he is a living legend. He is a cultural icon whose fame rivalries that of the world's greatest pop stars and athletes. By the year 2026, his global tours have caused actual street riots from Tokyo to Rome, requiring military-grade security just to keep him safe from adoring crowds. This is not just a story about internet viral fame. This is a psychological case study on the nature of modern attention, the power of parasocial relationships, and the brilliant, terrifying, and relentless hustle of a kid from Ohio who willed himself into global superstardom. This is the definitive story of the rise, the fall, and the chaotic genius of IShowSpeed. Every phenomenon has an origin story, and Darren Watkins Jr. was born on January 21, 2005, in Cincinnati, Ohio. Growing up, Darren was a bundle of hyperactive energy. In a traditional school setting, this kind of explosive, unfocused energy is often viewed as a problem to be corrected. But Darren found his outlet through video games, basketball, and digital media. In 2016, at just 11 years old, he created his first YouTube channel. He started posting videos of himself playing NBA 2K and Fortnite. For years, he uploaded consistently to almost no audience. He was just another face in a sea of millions of kids trying to make it as gaming creators. By 2020, as the world went into global lockdowns, Darren was a high school student working a part-time job at a nursing home, washing dishes for minimum wage. He spent his nights in his bedroom, streaming to a handful of viewers. He was frustrated. He felt like his dream of entertainment was slipping away. But Darren possessed a unique psychological trait, a complete lack of shame, combined with an intense, competitive drive. He decided that if he couldn't get noticed by playing games normally, he would make his streams an unforgettable, high-energy spectacle. He turned his volume up to 11. When he lost a match in NBA 2K, he didn't just sigh. He screamed, threw his headset, and shook his camera. He brought a theatrical, cartoonish physical comedy to the world of live streaming. In early 2021, the algorithm noticed. Clips of his explosive rages started appearing on TikTok. Millions of users began sharing videos of this intense, bizarrely funny kid who seemed to be on the verge of a mental breakdown over virtual basketball. His subscriber count began to double, then triple, then quadruple every single month. The tipping point came when he started playing a simple mobile game called Talking Ben. Talking Ben was a virtual pet game where players could ask a cartoon dog questions, and the dog would respond with a simple yes or no. Darren treated this cartoon dog like his bitter, mortal enemy. He would look into the camera with an intense gaze, ask the dog deep philosophical or highly inappropriate questions, and when the dog rejected him, Darren would bark, scream, and slam his desk. It was absolute comedy gold. It was raw, absurd, and unlike anything else on the internet. Within a matter of weeks, IShowSpeed became the fastest-growing channel on YouTube, racking up millions of subscribers in a matter of months. Darren Watkins Jr. had officially escaped the nursing home kitchen. He was now a millionaire teenager, and the eyes of the internet were locked on him. But rapid, uncontrolled fame is a dangerous drug, especially for a teenager. The very thing that made Speed a star, his unfiltered, boundary-pushing chaos, nearly became his downfall. Between 2021 and 2022, Speed pushed the limits too far. In his quest to entertain, he frequently stepped over the line into offensive behavior. He made highly controversial, sexist remarks during a virtual dating show stream, resulting in a permanent ban from Twitch. He engaged in aggressive, toxic behavior in Valorant lobbies, leading to a temporary ban from all Riot Games titles. To the mainstream media and corporate advertisers, IShowSpeed was a toxic liability. They saw him as a dangerous influence on young children, a loud, obnoxious creator who promoted anger and bad behavior. He was facing his first major career crisis. Many creators, when faced with this level of public backlash, shut down or disappear. But Speed did something different. He began to mature, though he did it entirely on his own terms. He apologized for his past mistakes, acknowledging his youth and ignorance, and began to redirect his explosive energy away from anger and toward global, universal themes. He realized that to become a truly global superstar, he needed to tap into the most popular sport on the planet, football. Speed had never really played or watched professional football, but he decided to declare his absolute, fanatical devotion to one man, Cristiano Ronaldo, also known as CR7. He began incorporating the iconic Sway celebration into his streams. He bought Ronaldo jerseys, argued with viewers about the eternal debate between Messi and Ronaldo, and claimed that he was Ronaldo's biggest fan. This wasn't just a running joke. It was a brilliant marketing strategy that unlocked a massive international audience. Suddenly, millions of football fans in Europe, South America, Africa, and Asia who had never heard of NBA 2K were tuning in to watch this crazy American kid scream about Cristiano Ronaldo. In late 2022, Speed released a music video titled World Cup. The song was a high-energy, infectious anthem dedicated to the tournament. The video featured Speed dancing, kicking balls, and showing off his raw athletic ability. The video went viral, racking up tens of millions of views in days. It became the unofficial anthem of the Qatar World Cup. Speed was no longer just a streamer in his bedroom. He was performing on a global stage. The culmination of this football journey came in June 2023. After years of pleading, screaming, and traveling to stadiums across Europe only to miss his idol, Speed finally met Cristiano Ronaldo in person in Lisbon, Portugal. The clip of their meeting is one of the most famous moments in internet history. When the car door opened and Ronaldo stepped out, Speed fell to his knees, crying, shaking, and showing off a tattoo of Ronaldo's face on his arm. Ronaldo, smiling warmly, hugged him, did the Sway celebration with him, and took photos. It was a profound, humanizing moment. It proved to the world that beneath the barking, screaming internet persona, Speed was just a passionate, starstruck kid who had worked tirelessly to meet his hero. The stream broke viewership records, solidifying Speed's status as a global powerhouse. He packed up his camera, hired a team of robust security guards, and began traveling the world, broadcasting his adventures live to millions of people. These weren't standard travel vlogs. They were chaotic, spontaneous, high-octane events. Wherever Speed went, chaos followed. In Japan, he ran through the streets of Tokyo, challenged locals to foot races, and visited animal cafes, barking at the dogs. In India, he dressed in traditional clothing, danced with locals, and met cricket legends. In Brazil, he visited the favelas, played soccer with local kids, and was chased by massive crowds. By the time he toured Europe and Southeast Asia in 2024 and 2025, his streams had become a logistical nightmare. In countries like Italy, Greece, Indonesia, and the Philippines, thousands of fans would track his live location, swarming his car, blocking traffic, and chanting his name. In Jakarta, Indonesia, over 80,000 people showed up in the streets to catch a glimpse of him, forcing his security team to lock him inside a building for his own safety. The stream peaked at over 1 million concurrent live viewers. It was a level of physical, real-world fame that had not been seen since the peak of Michael Jackson or the Beatles in the 20th century. Yet, there was no television network promoting him, no radio station playing his music. It was entirely driven by the YouTube algorithm and his raw, hypnotic connection with his audience. What is the secret to this connection? Why are millions of people willing to stand in the rain for hours just to see a 20-year-old kid bark? The answer lies in authenticity. In an era where traditional media is highly manufactured, polished, and PR-trained, Speed represents raw, unfiltered human emotion. When he is happy, he jumps on his desk. When he is scared, he screams. When he is amazed, his jaw drops to the floor. Viewers feel like they are watching a real human being experience the world in real time, without a script or a safety net. It is a highly addictive, immersive form of entertainment that makes traditional television feel incredibly boring and slow. As his fame grew, Speed also began to showcase his incredible physical athleticism. He wasn't just a loud streamer, he was a highly gifted athlete. He participated in the legendary Sidemen charity match in London, playing soccer in front of 60,000 fans at London Stadium. Despite having minimal formal training, he ran tirelessly, made dramatic tackles, and even whipped his belt at the referee after a disallowed goal, creating one of the most viral moments of the match. In early 2024, Speed made a surprise appearance at WWE's flagship event, WrestleMania 40. Dressed in a giant mascot suit shaped like a Prime Energy drink bottle, he stood at ringside to support his friend Logan Paul. During the match, the legendary wrestler Randy Orton noticed Speed, dragged him out of the ring, and delivered a devastating RKO onto the announcer's table. Millions of viewers watched in shock as the streamer took a massive, painful bump on live television. But instead of hurting his career, it elevated it. It proved that Speed was willing to put his own body on the line to entertain his fans. Later that year, Speed took his stunts to an even more dangerous level. He went live on YouTube and successfully jumped over a speeding Lamborghini and then a speeding McLaren as they drove directly at him at high speeds. The stunt was terrifying. A single miscalculated millisecond would have resulted in his death or permanent paralysis. While critics condemned him for promoting reckless behavior, his fans were captivated. Speed had become a modern-day daredevil, a digital-age Evel Knievel who was willing to risk everything for the ultimate viral clip. By 2026, IShowSpeed has transitioned from a controversial teenage streamer into an undisputed titan of global entertainment. He has accumulated over 30 million subscribers on YouTube, generated billions of views, met the world's greatest athletes, and built a multi-million-dollar empire. He has collaborated with major global brands, traveled to nearly every continent, and fundamentally changed the way we think about celebrity. But his journey also raises important questions about the future of our culture. What does it mean when our most popular stars are those who live their lives on the absolute edge of chaos? What does it say about our attention spans when we crave constant, high-energy stimulation every single second? For Darren Watkins Jr., the hustle never stops. He remains a highly complex, polarizing figure. To some, he is a loud, chaotic distraction. To others, he is a brilliant, self-made visionary who understood the digital landscape better than any traditional media executive. One thing is certain. The kid from Cincinnati who washed dishes in a nursing home has conquered the world. And as long as he has a camera, an internet connection, and his signature, explosive energy, the world will keep watching. What do you think? Is IShowSpeed the ultimate entertainer of our generation? Or is his chaotic style a famous sign of a deeper cultural shift? Let us know your thoughts. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this content, please press the subscribe button.